Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Bonner here. Overtime Athletes, a little more niche video for you guys who need to improve the Pro Shuttle. I want to go over a couple advanced tactics, or actual what I call the footwork. And there's actual steps that you as an athlete need to know if you ever want to get great in this particular drill. Now, to go over them, I'm just going to focus on the footwork here and the actual steps that you need to be following. So if you don't know, the Pro Shuttle is you're running 5 yards, you're touching a line, you're running 10 yards, you're touching a line, and then you're finishing 5. This seems to be a staple now when it comes to change of direction, testing one's change of direction speed or lateral speed. So a lot of sports are starting to utilize this, whether it be basketball, whether it be baseball, whether it be football, obviously for the combine. It's starting to get weighed more heavily, and I think it's important for some of you athletes to know the proper steps to complete this drill. So no matter what direction you're going, first and foremost, I haven't met an athlete who doesn't have a dominant side. And what that means is when they start off in their first 5 yards, typically what you tend to notice is one athlete will favor one side or the other. Now, with that being said, I've worked with a lot of right-handed athletes, and I've seen either their dominant side left or right. And it's kind of a 50-50 toss-up. So what that tells me is there's not necessarily one side. So you as an athlete, you need to figure out what side it tends to be a little bit faster. You're gonna wanna perform that the second time around. Reason being is because your second time or your second test in any of these kind of tests is usually your best. Whether it be a broad jump, a vertical jump, your second one tends to be your best. So what you'll do is you'll line up, and upon lineup, whichever direction you're going, you want to try to stagger as much as you can to that direction. So if I'm going this way, I want this leg to be slightly above this leg. Reason being is because the first 5 yards is going to be a crossover step. So if you think from a common standpoint, if I have to cross this leg over off this leg, why would I want it behind this foot? So you want to try to stagger as much as you possibly can and hug that line. The other thing is just as common sense. I mean, it's not like you're cheating the drill, but if they give you a little bit, try to get over as much as you possibly can. Now, obviously, if you're completely on the line and you're not straddling it, they're gonna call you, they're gonna say something. But if other guys are doing it, you wanna be able to get the best test that you possibly can. I like a little bit more narrow of a base. However, I have worked with some athletes, especially one of my baseball athletes at a high level, and him and a wide stance felt most comfortable. So he literally would have the widest stance. And the wider you get, obviously the more you have to straddle or stay down the center of that line as opposed to hug it. Then from there, the next steps that you're going to be following is going to be what we call a crossover run. And through that crossover run, what you're gonna see is it's usually, for most athletes, going to be a powerful 3 steps, okay? So it's gonna be powerful. Imagine I'm going full speed now, so it might not look like it, but I'm loading this hip, I'm exploding this way, 1, 2, 3, that's my 3rd step, and then basically it's a plant step, where at this moment, I want to be able to get this step right here, and now I want to set myself up. I don't want to be back, right? So I want to set this step up so that I can touch the line and explode this leg over just like I did before. Almost like when I perform karaoke, when I teach my athletes, I want to be able to pop that hip and get into my next direction that I'm going. So again, you don't want to be even, you want to focus on practicing getting that foot out in front and really being able to set yourself up to flip that hip. If I'm back here, I'm not as efficient, and usually what I'll see is athletes will take an additional step to be able to get that back over top and change direction. So it's just a matter of setting up your feet so that you're here and you're able to touch the line. Now, a lot of athletes like to go over the line. It's a 5-10-5. Don't make it a 6-11-5. Does that make sense? So you're a 6-11-6. So what that means is you don't need to go too far. You want to be as efficient as you can within those lines. In fact, I like to go a little bit less. From here, you want to have positive shin angles going back towards the direction that we're at. So if you imagine me as an athlete, I come here, I plant, boom. As you can see, my shin angles will be facing this way. My knees will be drawn towards the ground this way. so that I can touch. I never want to shift that weight. I want to be able to touch and explode off and get here. So the next step from here is going to be touch, pop this knee, explode it. Immediately, I'm going to make eye contact on the next line that I'm touching. Reason being is because if you whip your head around, if you're looking up, what you'll notice is most athletes will start to zigzag. So you want to be able to lock your eyes exactly where you need to go, and then again, get into your acceleration phase and explode. From here, it's going to be 5 hard steps. So it should be about 5 steps. Some athletes take a little bit more. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some athletes take 7. Thing is, you don't want to get too much more than that, because what's then going to happen is you're taking inefficient steps. You're starting to chop down. Remember, you're not a wide receiver in this drill. It's not about breaking down. It's about being as efficient within these 10 yards as you possibly can. So as you approach this, 5 steps, then you want to do a pivot step, where I basically turn my foot slightly out about 45 degrees, enough for me to plant back this way. I want a swing step, boom, where again, I set myself up to go again over here. I touch, my weight shifted on this. My shin angle is the same as it was in the first 5. I touch, and then I explode back by performing that karaoke step, where I'm basically swinging that step over, and then I go ahead and finish with 2 to 3 steps hard and crossing the line. So again, I'll recap one more time. I know this is a long-winded answer, but I feel that if it's one of you guys who has to do the Pro Shuttle, it'll really support you. You set up, you stagger your stance, whichever direction you're going in, right? It's 3 hard crossover steps. You keep your body square to the line. From here, it's a touch, it's a swing step, so you're enough in a positive angle. Your foot's over so you can quickly cross over, and then go 5 yards. From here, after 5 yards, it's a pivot step, boom. You want to get about 45 degrees, as much as you can get that around better. It's that swing step, boom. I'm positive angle, and then it's that crossover back to change direction and sprint through the line. Some of you guys who may not perform all that well, whether it be in the game, these tests and in this showcase setting, you're basically displaying your raw talent for coaches and scouts to say, hey, I can take this kid and mold him into a different player. That's why I think it's so important to learn these and put your best foot forward, or put your best test up when you're actually performing these. Don't go out there and be the fastest player and change of direction and have the worst Pro Shuttle at that showcase or that combine. That's very important. I hope this helps some of you. I know it's not for all of you, but I'll talk to you guys next time. Yo, what's going on, fellas? Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in getting faster as an athlete, go ahead and click my advanced series right here, where I provide you with free lessons to make you become faster. I'll see you inside.